Hello and welcome to the Week 3 Monster Pod presented by TheLines.com. Matt Brown, Steven Anders. Joined this week, Ryan Noonan from 4 for 4 if you haven't checked their stuff out. Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts kicks things off, and this is 1.5 to 2 points in favor of the Colts at home over the Bears. 43.5 is our total. So I came into the season, Steven, with the preconceived notion that Anthony Richardson wasn't any good. Through 2 weeks, Anthony Richardson is trying very hard to prove me right. And the good thing is, though, is he gets Caleb Williams and the Bears coming to town with not only the third game in Caleb Williams' young career, but an injury situation to Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Nate Davis, Montez Sweat, DeMarcus Walker. The list goes on and on. So tons and tons of stuff that they're dealing with over there on the Bears side of things. So maybe the Colts are able to pull this all out. It's a game to me that isn't very bettable. I don't think that there's a lot for me to like in this one. Whenever I look again at the Colts, I don't think the defense is going to be good enough to overcome the shortcomings of Anthony Richardson. And so with that on a week-to-week basis, I don't know how often I'm going to bet the Colts, because I think you're going to get your heart broken a ton with that. And so maybe they change their mind over the next few weeks, but I'm kind of in an evaluation period here on the Colts. How did you look at this one?
Yeah, it seems our staff's fairly split on this. You and Derek Wagner for us seem to lean the Bears here because of the Colts and Anthony Richardson's variance. And clearly the worst unit on the field in this game to me is the Colts defense, because they aren't very good when they're healthy because of the scheme. And now they're injured on top of it. DeVaris Buckner's not going to play. So if Caleb Williams is ever going to have, a league average week at the beginning of his career, you'd think this is a great shot to do it against the Indianapolis Colts defense. And then on the flip side, you have another smart guy, Judah Fortgang, who just thinks that Caleb Williams is going to be bad right now. It's 2 weeks. Yes, it was against Houston. Yes, it was against Tennessee. Two defenses I think are pretty good, but he just thinks that the stats and the production have been so bottom of the barrel that he doesn't hold out much hope for him being much better. I disagree with that, although I can't really figure out which Anthony Richardson week we're going to get any given week. So I'm not betting the side. When this was 42.5, I did bet the over, because I think the Colts can move the ball with their dominant offensive line, and I think their defense is bad. So I think most weeks, if you're getting a low total here, I like the over for the Colts. But we're sitting at 43.5 right now. 43 is kind of a key-ish number. So as we record here Friday morning, unless this total comes back down, it's probably a stay away for me at the current numbers.
Ryan, a couple of interesting teams to try to evaluate here as we head into week number 3. How do you see this game going?
Still holding out hope on Anthony Richardson. We'll see how that plays out. It's going to get harder, though, because of things that are outside of his control. As Steven was touching on there, the defense is in really bad shape. Probably had some question marks coming into the season. They were really relying heavily on Juju Brents, a second-year corner, to be their number one corner, and he is lost for the season right away. DeForest Buckner, absolute difference maker in the middle. He's on IR. This team was dead last in blitz rate last season, but we've seen them blitz nearly twice as much through the first 2 games, and that's really their only shot of generating pressure and getting home right now. And everyone and their mother saw what happened on Sunday night in an island game where the Texans were able to just demolish the interior of that Bears offensive line, and Caleb looked unsettled, to put it, I guess, kindly. But this is a massive stretch for the Bears. So I would like to see them hopefully get healthy here. Let's get Keenan back on the field. He hasn't practiced since the Friday before the opener. Do we have a healthy Rome Odunze? Is there something there? You kind of rattled off to some questions in terms of availability on the defensive side. I think all those guys play, because that is the best unit probably in this game, is this Bears defense. I think they are legit. But look what the Bears have coming up in terms of opponents, especially defensively. Indy, they play the Rams, Panthers, Jags, who I don't think are very good, Commanders, Cardinals, and Patriots, all the next, basically until we get to week 9 or week 10. This is make or break season. Even in a rookie season for Caleb Williams, you have to kind of show a pulse here a little bit. In terms of this game, I'm kind of with you, Matt. Kind of stay away. Kind of want to wait and see. I do kind of believe in both these quarterbacks long term. It hasn't been really good so far, but I also agree. I think the Titans, that defense might end up being pretty good. Their coordinator's coming from the McDonald tree, which I think matters a lot. And then I think obviously the Texans are a real contender. So Bears are maybe an interesting Wong teaser leg, if that's of interest to you. But again, kind of a stay away. Again, we have a full board, so we don't have to go everywhere.
Yes, that is. They have to post them all, but we don't have to bet them all. So
Correct.
that's the one advantage that we have here on all this. To close things off, I was pretty disappointed last week when the Colts, needed to move the ball against the Packers, and we were not getting any Anthony Richardson designed run calls at all. And like, as bad as the offense was performing, I didn't understand that either, which also gives me a little bit of pause. I'm like, wait a minute, you said you were going to let him do what he does best and everything was going to be fine. And then we didn't get really any of that against the Packers, even when they weren't able to move the ball. So now I'm even questioning what they're doing with him there too. So a lot for me to kind of unpack here over the next couple of weeks and see how they're going to let Anthony Richardson do his thing. Want to thank Ryan Noonan for joining us here. 4 for 4, guys. If you haven't gone over there, check out everything they do over the site. Been one of the staples for me for a very, very long time, as well as Steven. So be sure to go in, take in all the great work that they do over there. And if you are watching this on the YouTube channel, everything we do, absolutely free. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let us know in the comment section how terrible we were at picking some of these games. Like we're always in for the criticisms, and let us know which sides that we're just completely wrong on in all of these things. Appreciate it, guys, and good luck on all your week 3 bets.